The phone in question belongs to the prosecution's key witness, Denvelin Bubla Minot. When he was arrested in 2020, Bubla reportedly handed over his phone to the police. He previously testified that the phone contained recordings of conversations he had with Beachy Stout pertaining to the murder of his second wife. Beachy Stout and another man, Oscar Barnes, are on trial for the murder of his second wife, Tonya Hamilton MacDonald, on July 20, 2020. Bubla is serving a 19-year prison sentence for his role in the murder. On Monday, a detective sergeant attached to the police's Major Investigation Division told the court how he searched Bubla's house and brought him in for questioning on August 3, 2020. He said he and a team of officers went to a dwelling at Ranch Hill District in Portland. He approached the door of the house, knocked, and shouted, "Police, open up." He said a man opened the door, who later identified himself as Denvelin Bubla Minot. The detective said he issued Bubla a search warrant. At that time, Bubla's son was also at the premises. During the search, he said he seized a Samsung Galaxy mobile phone which belonged to Bubla. He secured a receipt bearing the name of Bubla's son from a company called Mary Shine Enterprise. He also seized a pair of Clark's shoes. He told the court that there were spots on the shoes, which he thought at the time was blood. The detective said he took Bubla and his son to the MID office for questioning. The seized items were handed over to another detective. So too were Bubla and his son. The detective said he gave 2 statements in relation to the matter. 6 witnesses have so far testified in the trial, which started on September 18 this year. The policeman told the court he was instructed to write the statement by his superior, but attorney Christopher Townsend submitted that the statement was long overdue and that he only gave the statement because he was told to. The detective answered saying he wrote the statement as the need arose. Mr. Townsend pointed out that the statement made no specific reference to the case. The detective's response was, quote, "Maybe not," end quote. Mr. Townsend asked the detective if information contained in the statement came from his notebook where he made jottings throughout the investigation. The detective said no. He went on to say that he didn't consult with his notebook, though it was available. When pressed further, the detective told the court that he didn't have the notebook on the particular day. Mr. Townsend asked, quote, "So you don't follow best practices?" End quote. The witness responded, quote, "You're correct in part, counsel. I didn't use my notebook as reference, sir, but I don't put inaccurate information in statements." End quote. In his statement, he spoke about collecting a digital forensic report from the police's Communication Forensic and Cybercrime Division, CFCD. But he admits there were no reference number for the items recorded in the statement. In response, Mr. Townsend suggested that the detective's statement can apply to any case. Mr. Townsend asked the detective if he came to court with his superior, suggesting that he discussed the evidence with him prior to testifying. The detective responded, quote, "We were assisted here. He was in my company, but I don't do these things. There's no collusion here." End quote. Beachy Stout became a suspect in his wife's murder after the convicted contract killer turned state witness, Denvelin Bubla Minot, gave a statement to the police. The lead investigator said Bubla incriminated himself when he uttered these words under caution, quote, "Officer, me carry you go to the area where me meet the man, where me get for kill me smack and him cut her throat." End quote. The man being referred to here is Oscar Barnes. Barnes was arrested a few hours before Beachy Stout was apprehended. Bubla reportedly led a police team to a Nota Bay in St. Mary, where he pointed out Barnes to the police. 2 houses and a motorcar belonging to Barnes were searched by the police. The lead investigator said the team proceeded to Port Antonio to Beachy Stout's supermarket, Mary Shine Enterprise, to apprehend him. When cautioned, Beachy Stout reportedly asked the arresting officer, quote, "Am I being arrested? Am I being charged for murder?" End quote. At that point, the lead detective informed him that he was a suspect in Tonya's murder. He was then escorted to a police service vehicle and transported to a lockup in St. Andrew. Prior to his arrest, Beachy Stout's house in Dolphin Bay, Portland, was searched on August 3, 2020. According to the police witness, Beachy Stout asked that 2 of his female associates be present during the search of his house. That request was reportedly granted. The police witness said nothing incriminating or unlawful was found at the matrimonial home. The trial will resume on Thursday morning.
Barnes was allegedly subcontracted to carry out the murder by convicted killer turned state witness Denvelin Bubler Minot. In the Supreme Court on Wednesday, Barnes' attorney objected to the statement being submitted on the record on the basis that the Crown intends to elicit what is tantamount to an admission of a confession. But on Thursday, presiding Judge Chester Stamp ruled in favor of the Crown to have the statement read aloud in court. The lead detective in the case testified that he made jottings of Barnes' statement in his notebook. He was allowed to refresh his memory. He said Barnes gave a lengthy story under caution. "I could have saved Sassy life. I know somebody I got dead even Thursday before she dead. Me there at the same place wanna pick me up, and him circle me and say him want 2 9mm for buy. You get me? Me say to him a Manchonil and them place of them things there. Is a man from Anatomy him come for buy it from. Me no know him. Him no know me neither. Him say Anatomy him come for buy it from. Me no know him reach there so him start for squeal out everything. Him say one of the gunner for the man and one for the woman. Him never identify any of them like talk or who kill. Go so boom, and a black car come pick him up, and the car tint. Whilst me there, the female when him say him go buy the gun for, call him and say if him get through, and him tell her say him a deal with it. Because me know there's a stay, so that's why me say to him, bad man, it better you go up so. Shout the female. The female did a come a be, and him tell her say no for bother come. I will end up going Manchonil because the time run out. Me no bother go up there, me stop in a potty. The man a call me every minute. It coming like him afraid of him told the man did a talk to him. It coming like a boy to me. The man did a say me and him can go deal with it. He must say one man a pay him $1 million to kill him wife. And him have 2 more contract like that for deal with. Oh, me know say that the man there? Him say the man girl can't get no gunshot. And him pull out the knife out time waist and show me and say him have to cut her throat. Me say you can't do that in the man place. Him have a tall length knife, but 1 ruler length. When we reach Porty, the white car pick him up in the town. Of note, Sassy is the alias for Tonya.
Bubler handed over his phone to the police when he was arrested on August 3, 2020. The lead detective in the case told the court that a forensic analysis was conducted on the instrument. He said at one point he observed Bubler unlocking the phone and playing one of the recorded conversations. In laying the foundation for the phone to be admitted into evidence, the prosecutor asked the detective to describe the device. He said the phone is a black and blue Samsung Galaxy A31. He noted that it's a dual SIM phone with 2 separate International Mobile Equipment Identity or IMEI numbers. The IMEI is a unique 15-digit serial number for identifying a device. The detective used his notebook as reference to produce the IMEI number in court. The detective was then shown the phone and was allowed to start up the device and demonstrate how he came in possession of the numbers. The phone's model number was also read out in court. Based on his testimony, the phone was found to be admissible and entered into evidence. This may have cleared the pathway for the recorded conversations to be played aloud in court. 2 forensic certificates were also entered into evidence. Meanwhile, the detective testified how he and another officer observed Tonia's post-mortem at a funeral home in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on September 4, 2020. He said he observed that the body was severely burnt, except for the face, which was recognizable. He said a relative positively identified the body as being Tonia's. The policeman said he also observed that the body had a slash wound to the throat and stab wounds all over. Following the procedure, he reportedly issued the order for the body to be released for burial. Tonia's partially burnt body was found with the throat slashed in Sherwood Forest, Portland. The trial will resume on Monday morning at 10.